baby. Hello, good morning, y'all. Morning, y'all. It's been a couple days since I've been going live because my kids are off of school. Everybody, good morning. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Just dropped off the kids at the summer camp and driving back to the office, gym, home. I don't know where I'm going right now. I'm just going to hit the highway. I'm downtown right now. Checking out the water. Actually looks kind of nice. Good morning, everybody. Once you get in here, you know what you got to do? You got to hit the like button. Letty, you got to say morning, y'all. And you got to tag somebody. And the reason you got to tag somebody is I appreciate the fact that there's so many people out there, and I'm saying this with my whole heart, and I mean it. I love whenever people are like, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. He said, she said, they said, you helped him out. I had a bunch of questions. And sometimes what's really cool, it's not even people that I helped buy or sell the house. It might have just been somebody that I answered questions that they had that were either bothering them or it was a situation they were dealing with, and it helped them out in some way. Because whenever people are dealing with real estate, there's a lot of stuff involved, a lot of questions, a lot of things that people don't do on a normal basis. And so whenever you're dealing with real estate, you're not familiar with it, maybe because it's a family thing, an inheritance, or someone renting, or a landlord, or just general questions. There's times where people have these questions, they don't know who to turn to. They're like, I don't know, I asked so-and-so, I don't really feel like that was the right answer. I asked so-and-so and don't feel very confident in that. Adicelli says, morning, y'all. Mike says, morning, y'all. I says, what? Chet Ernest. Oh, it's a tag, sorry. I was like, what? What is she saying? So everybody, thank you for coming in here real quick. We're going to answer some questions today. If you're new, what I do is I answer real estate questions live. So this is live right now. It's 9/11 on Wednesday, July something. And what we're going to do is we're going to answer some questions because I get it. People have questions at home or at work. Maybe you're one of those people that has questions, or maybe you know somebody that's always talking about buying a house or talking about, man, I really got to sell this. It's like a guy with a boat. They always say a person with a boat, the happiest days of owning a boat are the day you get it and the day you sell it. It's because, you know, like a home, there's maintenance involved and there's things and it costs to upkeep it. So same thing with a home. You know, there's different times where people, because they're spending so much money, it's one of those things you do every once in a while, not all the time. You said tag someone. Hello, I know. My bad, Adicelli. I appreciate you. So good morning, everybody. Please hit the like button real quick. I'm going to get into the questions. The questions are really good. If I can remember them. I'm kidding. Okay, so the first question I have above is talking about repairs and closing costs. So let me go into that question a little further. Whenever you're buying a home, there's going to be negotiations, okay? And so I think a lot of people going into negotiations always feel like it's going to be like the movies. Morning, Tyler. How you doing, sir? They always feel like it's going to be the movies. Like it's going to be this intense back and forth around the round table, looking like a reality TV show, like Donald Trump sitting up there and everybody's on the board and everyone's going back and forth and fighting. Or maybe you think it's like done all in person with just like going back and forth and tricking the other person, and one person's just going to get the short end of it. You're like, damn, I got him. Sometimes it happens like that. A majority of the time. I would say 90% of the time. 90% of the time, it doesn't happen like that. It's pretty much me calling and emailing and texting another agent to negotiate certain things, or vice versa, someone's doing that with me. It's not too intense, but, you know, as time goes on, you learn to know, all right, what does this buyer want more than anything? Because whenever we talk to buyers, we got to figure out what their situation is, what their financial situation is. I know that can be uncomfortable. I know that having anybody else besides maybe like a spouse or like your mom or dad or like a family member go into your bank account and look at every single thing you're spending and look at all the money you've saved. It's an uncomfortable feeling the first time, because you're like, are you really going to judge me how many times I ate at Little Caesars this month? Are you really going to judge me that I have an Old Navy credit card? Like, oh man, that was a long time ago. I like Tech Vest. There's all these different things that go into whenever you're buying a home financially that people are going to be looking and prying into. I know that can feel uncomfortable, but the reason we ask these questions is because once we start finding a house you want, we got to figure out what's going to be more important. What's going to be more important? Is it going to be closing costs, getting you money to help you buy the home, or is closing costs not an issue for you where you don't need any extra funds to buy the house, and are repairs or upgrades in the home more important to you? And what I mean by that is maybe someone's looking to buy a house, right? So if you're looking to buy a house, right off the bat, if you're going just a standard FHA loan, you got to put down 3.5%. Okay? So 3.5% of whatever the purchase price is. And I always use easy numbers. So if it's a $100,000 house and you're putting 3.5% down, it's $3,500 that you got to put down. Okay? That's just your down payment. Your closing costs is almost, or sometimes equal to, thank you, Jenny, is almost equal to what the down payment is. So think about 3 to 4% of what that is. So it's another like $3 to $4 grand, right? Now, would you prefer to get the 3.5% down, take that out of the bank, you have a little money left over, and then within the deal, you get the closing costs negotiated? Is that kind of what you would prefer? That way you can save half that money in the bank, and that way you can get into a house and have money to, I always joke, to buy a water hose and buy furniture and buy all the little things you're going to need, plus have a little cushion still in the bank? I say yeah, right? Morning, Sam. I say yeah. But some people are like, no, I got the funds. I'm cool. But we did inspections. It's not like buying a car. It's not like buying a TV. It's not like buying furniture. You're not negotiating with, Best Buy. You're not negotiating with Ashley's Furniture. And you're not negotiating with Rooms to Go. You are negotiating with another person and their realtor. So like you, everybody's got their bills. Like you, everybody's got things they need to do with their money. That's why they're selling, because either they got to move out of state, out of city because of a job, of a divorce, maybe there's a death, maybe there's a situation where they got to downsize, maybe they're like, hey, we're going to go ahead and, we're getting a new house, and we're too small for this one now. I mean, this house is too small for us now, we need a bigger home. There's so many different reasons why people sell, the same reasons why there's so many different reasons why people buy. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you are looking to buy a home, you got your bills and they got their bills. So when you come together, depending on what house you pick, there might be people that can only afford to say, hey, I can give you $6,000 in closing costs, but man, after I give that $6,000 that I would have got if you didn't ask for it, I can't really do much else. I don't have the funds to do that. So what always happens, and I try to explain this to people as best as possible, but sometimes when you're on the buyer side, you forget it's another person on the other side because you're not talking to them. You don't ever see them. You don't ever talk to them. You've walked in their home, but you don't deal with them. You deal with the realtors. And so as a realtor, I will relay as much information as I can from the seller's side, from the seller's agent. But even then, there's sometimes people say, I want the $6,000 in closing costs. Okay, great. You got $6,000 in closing costs. We negotiated. But then we do inspections, and there's certain stuff that comes up. Some of it could be, things that are lender required, things that have to be done. But a lot of it could be cosmetic stuff, and then people will still ask for it. Hey, I'm getting $6,000 from you already, but found some stuff I would like you to fix. So if you can fix it, that'd be great. Now on our side, we're just asking questions. We're not looking at the dollars. We're not seeing this bag of cash or a check go smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, we are, but on our side, which is great, but on the seller side, it's like, I don't know if I have the funds. So to answer the question, what's more important, closing cost or repairs? It's really going to depend on your situation. If you need the closing cost, if the repairs are absolutely necessary, or if it comes down to it on the seller side, and for the buyers, you got to pick one or the other. Understand? Because sometimes you can't get it all. It's just not in the cards. It's not in the budget for the person that's selling the home. Because don't forget, when you're selling a home, there's cost involved too. There's taxes you got to pay for however long you've been in the house. Right now, we're in the 7th month of the year, so people are responsible for 7 years prorated taxes. They're responsible for all the escrow fees, the money it costs to actually close the house. And then they're also responsible for broker fees. Now, broker fees are one of those things that, hey, you can do it without us, but it can end up costing you a whole lot more sometimes, because since you don't do it every day, it's like, well, I forgot that. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't do that. Morning, Melinda. Morning, Michael. You gotta say morning, y'all, sir. So what's more important? Depends. It's up to you and what your situation is. I have people all the time that are like, hey, I've saved up down payment. I don't really have enough for the closing cost. I'm like, we're going to get you closing costs paid for them and negotiate it. We end up negotiating it, and they get a great deal. They get a great house, and they don't have to pay that extra money out of pocket that they didn't have, or they need to catch up on. So now they're in the house that they want, and they got the closing cost, or it goes the other way. It's all good. Jen, how you doing? Melinda, how you doing? Jandy, thank you. How you doing? Morning, y'all. By the way, if you have any questions, I'm going to get to number 2. If you have any questions, leave it right here. even if I don't answer it right now, if you're watching this on the replay, because again, it's 9:20 on Wednesday, July something. I don't know what date it is. It's the 11th. I think it's probably the 10th or 11th. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will answer it. Or if you want to ask it right now, start typing. Start typing it and I will answer it right now. That way you can get a live question. I'm not trying to make this a one-way street. I want to talk to y'all. If you have any questions about anything real estate related or just money in general, ask it right there and I'm going to help you out. And also we'll leave our buyer's guide and seller's guide, my phone number, my email address. I've had a lot of emails lately. I'm happy that I get a lot of emails, just general questions. They're just like not replies. It's not because I sent something out. It's just, hey, I'm going to email that guy. I get it. Email sometimes can be a little safer for you. Maybe you don't feel like it's public. You're not like asking it through the internet. Or I mean, you are, but you're not asking it like publicly, like on a Facebook chat, a Facebook comment or post or message. It's like, hey, I'm going to throw this out there. Hopefully I'll get an answer. It's like whenever you have questions about something and you hit the get more info or you hit the, hey, I need help. It's nice to get an email back from somebody with some answers, right? You're like, oh, that feels good. I know that me working with as many people as we do, that like title offices, lenders, inspectors, the lenders, the clients, it's nice to have these form of contact like an email where it's like, if I email this address, I'm going to get some answers, right? Yeah, same thing. Second question. Second question was, dude, I swear every time I go live, I go, I'm going to remember this one. I'm going to memorize it. That way when I'm done blabbing on the first one, I'm going to remember the second question. I don't remember the second question. If someone can copy and paste it, that'd be great. I know it had a little money sign, and I know I put the little money emoji, but I can't remember what the second question was. If anybody would copy and paste that, I'd really appreciate it. Boom. Damn, Mike. All right. Where am I supposed to get approved for home loan at? Okay, this is a really good one. And I'll tell you exactly how I feel about this, and you can take it as you want. When I first started real estate, I didn't know how people got approved. I knew banks, did approvals, and I knew that people had to get pre-approved to buy a house. Like, hey, unless you're buying cash, you got to get financing, right? So when that's all I knew, and I would talk to someone, like, say Mike messaged me, he's like, hey, I need to buy a house. I'm like, cool. It's very awkward conversations back in the day. Be like, okay, let's look at houses. And he's like, well, I'm talking to the bank. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, what bank are you talking to? He's like, oh, I'm talking to this one or this one. And I didn't really have an opinion either way. So it's like, well, cool. Do that and then call me. And then Mike never called me, right? It's like, damn, what am I doing? Because I would send people to the lender or whoever, be like, go get approved and come back. But as the years went on, I thought, well, that's not really helping anybody. You know what I mean? It's like that doesn't help anybody at all if I just send you away and don't guide you or tell you a real, reason why, hey, you should go talk to these people, or hey, you should go over here. So I'm very lucky that I have a lender that I send everybody to. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, go over here to Claudia. Go over here to Claudia. Claudia works at a place called Home Source Mortgage. And if you're one of my clients, more likely, unless you came from out of state and had your own financing, more likely if you lived here, I got you with Claudia, I got you approved, and we got you into a house. Because she makes it easy, along with her team, to get approved for home loan, to go through the loan process, to figure out everything you need number-wise, to figure out everything you need paper-wise, to get in. That way you can buy this home. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up of where am I supposed to get approved for home loan, because you can get approved through anybody you want, okay? There's a lot of people that can approve you for home loan. There's a lot of credit unions and banks that can approve you. There's a lot of local people that can do it for you too. However, I work with a lot of lenders locally and nationally, and I will tell you, none of them can match the quality that you can get by a business like Home Source. And I'm not just saying that because I work with them all the time, but I see it. For example, I have a transaction right now. It's a property we're trying to sell. We're the sellers, and we've been waiting a month after the closing date. And every time I talk to this lender and I talk to the other agent, it's another excuse. It's another excuse. It's another excuse. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, we're waiting for this. It's all things that I never hear from my people, because my people know what they're doing and they close a lot of fucking loans. So it just doesn't make sense to me why anybody would go to somebody. You can't even talk to them in person. You can't walk in person and talk to them. You're not getting your answers. There's literally one person running the show. Like, that's what doesn't make sense about real estate too. That's why I have a team of people and agents and everybody behind me that's helping me do these transactions. Because guess what? I'm not fucking good at paperwork. Guess what? I'm not really good at understanding schedules. I got to be told what to do. I got a big old mouth, and I like talking, and I like helping people, and I like making sure people get answers. But when it comes to the tiny, tiny little details that are running the shit, I don't do that because I don't know how to do that. So can you imagine if it was just me doing everything and handling stuff? No, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want me handling your paperwork because I'm not good at it. The point I'm trying to get at is there's sometimes you got to realize, hey, I need as much help as possible, and we're the people to do it. Because sometimes you can go to some places where people are like, man, I really wish I would have listened to you because I got approved with so-and-so. I can't even get them on the phone. I can't even get them to call me back. We have one right now, and the message just came through, and we've been trying to get a hold of this lender for weeks for our buyer. And they will not respond. They will not respond to calls, texts, emails, and everyone's always on vacation. And they're always handing it off to a different person. And so because of that, it's causing delays and it's causing time and money for everybody. So be careful whenever you're getting approved for a home loan that, yeah, it might be easy to click online and go, oh, cool, I'm approved. But who are you getting approved with? Oh, so-and-so and so-and-so. I call them. It's like, great. Well, how many loans do they close a month? Because if it's not a lot and they don't do a lot, you're basically practice. It's like, oh, cool. See how I can figure it. Third time's a charm. I can figure it out this time. No, you don't want that. So if you're looking to get pre-approved, let me know. We'll get you the right people. It's a 10 or 15 minute call. If you call me right now, this is what I tell everybody. You call me right now, let's chat for a little bit, and then you text me your name and your phone number. I'm sorry, you text me your name and your email address. I'm literally going to screenshot that and send it over to my team, and they'll call you today, and it'll take 10 or 15 minutes to get pre-approved or find out what you need to do to get pre-approved, because not everybody's ready right now. Sometimes you got to work on some things, and that's okay, and I can help you with that. Buyer's guide, seller's guide are going to be in the comments before I sign off. If anybody has any other questions whatsoever, ask them right now. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know there. If I can get one more morning y'all from everybody that's in here, just real quick, I'd really appreciate that from anybody that's still watching that didn't drop off and go, I've heard this before. It's okay. Sometimes I repeat myself on these things just because a lot of y'all have the same questions. A lot of y'all ask the questions over and over that I love answering because I know that's the first step to doing anything. So if you've heard this question before answered, okay. If you haven't, great. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions of your own, you can leave them in the comments. Let me go ahead and park real quick. I'm gonna get my headphones, and I'm gonna keep talking like there's somebody else there, but no one's there talking, and it's okay. And I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna leave all my stuff and my notes. And if you need anything else, you can message me. I am a real person, and I will answer. And I will talk to y'all later. Oh, what? Morning, y'all. Thanks for the inspiration. Mike, you have a great day, sir. I appreciate you. Bye, y'all.